You know, you never want to disappoint your parents. That's not who I am. When I came time to make my college choices, you know, I went to Michigan State instead of University of Michigan. The first day I got there at school, I was already in the computer lab on MSN Money researching how to trade stocks. Yo, what's going on, my friends? How you doing? Kunal here, Bulls on Wall Street. Hope everybody's having a wonderful day, man. What a hot market. I wanted to make a video today because, well, I haven't done one for a while, but the market's just been so hot. You know, the crypto market's been a little bit dead, but the stock market has been like on fire. The NASDAQ was up 65 points today, but what's happening with the stock market right now is the market is actually so bullish that even the days that the market's down or flat, there's like individual stocks that are just busting loose, going nuts. And I think today what I want to talk about is understanding sympathy plays and what sectors are actually moving in the markets. And so one of the things that we've been doing, and we've been trading these for like a month straight and just killing it. We've been trading these like Chinese video plays. So there's Huya, IQ, and BILI. So I made about $1,000 on each one basically today. And so what happens like when you get a sector run like this is that when one of them starts to go, you know, what happens is they all start to go, you know. And so like today, this IQ, and you can see this is an IPO stock. It looks like a damn crypto chart. It's so hot, right? Except cryptos aren't moving like this anymore. But right now, stocks are. And this looks like a crypto chart. It's so hot, right? It's such a trend. And so there's two themes that are happening right now, guys. These video plays and then IPO. Write that down. You can throw a fucking dart at an IPO play, and they're just exploding on a day in and day out. So IPOs are new issues, and what we're doing is using them as essentially a sympathy play. So like today, you know, every morning I'm scanning for gappers, and this stocks have been on my list for weeks anyways, and I see the gap up in this particular stock. So, you know, we take this thing for an ORB, and we've been trading this pretty much all day. But the one thing that happens, like when you take a trade like this and you're hitting it for an ORB. So an ORB is a gap up. You need 3 sideways candles. You need that 9 EMA to catch up, and then you're taking the break of that range, right? So when you take the break of that range and you're scaling out of these things, what you have to understand is, okay, so that's just one trade. But this stock may have friends where you can put money into other ones and right double up your gains or triple up your gains. And so when I saw the gap on this, right, we knew that the other ones would go too. And so this is how we did it with the sympathy is like when IQ was doing an ORB on the third candle, what was happening with BILI, which is its friend that it runs with, what was happening with BILI is that on its third candle, it was actually $1 lower than the high. So it wasn't even close to doing an ORB. So, you know, what we did was, you know, as this thing broke down and it held its EMAs here, you know, I added this thing, you know, right around 2025, 2030 to get into this thing early for that push. And so, right, we're playing something in sympathy. And then what happens is, you know, okay, so we've got BILI. So what's the next one to go, right? So this Huya did the same type of thing. See, after it's open, you know, it came back and filled its gap and actually went red on the day, meaning it's negative on the day. And then this thing was really off to the races. And so these are opening trades. But now this is the thing, you know, as the day's going on, it's just a blind race to see, you know, which ones are going to break out and when. So like what I usually do is I keep like a 6-window layout on my TC2000. So what we'll start to do is like I'll be watching all 3 of them. So I'll be watching all 3 of them, and I detach this. You can detach this and put it on like a separate So you can put it there on a separate monitor if you want. So I'll be watching this, and like, when they're starting to run, as I'm seeing individual patterns in each single one, as they're firing off, like these dips to the 9 EMA, we're hitting all of them because you have a trending stock and you have a trending sector, and the daily charts are in breakout, right? And so now what happens is, rather than getting one good trade, you're getting multiple trades in one stock, but then you're trading its friends and you're hitting it multiple times. I've done some hardcore statistics on my trading, and what I've actually found out is that my best trades, the ones that I make the most money on throughout the days, are when I usually hit a stock like multiple times during the day. So it's usually because there's 3 setups. There's 3 stages to the day. You have your open, which is the first hour, then you have your middle, which is up to 2 p.m., and then you have your close, right? So I find that usually my best days, like I'm taking an opening setup, a middle of the day setup, and an end of the day setup, but usually a couple times at the open, I'm hitting it on pullbacks and stuff like that. And so that's really, really important. But this kind of sympathy play is just a hot market. It's just a hot market. And keep an eye on IPOs. We had this Dropbox on our list. And I mean, look at that power move. This is not even a Chinese video company, right? But it's an IPO. And this thing just goes straight out of the gate, right? Just boom, 32 to 38 by lunch, right? You have a couple hundred shares of that or 1,000 shares of that, you're making some money. And this whole sector's hot. Add Zuo to your list. And I wouldn't be just buying these and holding these, they're trading vehicles because they are a little bit long in the tooth as they've come up a lot. But I think that this IPO momentum can keep up for a while. They'll probably need to pull back, but I just want to talk to you a little bit about those sympathy plays. This is something that I do, I've been doing for years, right? It's like, why have one when you can have 2? So I hope that helps. By the way, I'm really enjoying having you guys come into the YouTube lives on Wednesday. I will be changing up the format a little bit to, make it a little bit more interactive. A lot of people are always asking me about the news and the cryptos. And if you guys want, I can pick a day and do one about stocks also. I kind of just enjoy doing them, to be honest. So, I have no problem doing it. But guys, it's a hot market. You don't have to have a bajillion dollars in your account to make money. I was using 50 grand of buying power today to make 3Gs, right? So, you don't have to get too crazy with all this stuff and have like hundreds of thousands of dollars in this. You can trade small, a few hundred shares at a time, and and just you see a setup, you hit it. And remember, like morning setups, there's 3 things you do at the morning: red to green, ORV, quick pullback buy. Midday, you have different patterns. The patterns used midday are going to be completely different than the patterns that you use in the morning. And then your end of day patterns are going to be the same. They're going to be a little bit different than the afternoon ones, because they're all different time frames and they have different buyers and sellers. So I hope that helps. I look forward to seeing you guys on Wednesdays. And, feel free to email me with any questions. I'm just canal00@gmail.com. That's my personal email. And you guys can just hit me up. And if you ever have any questions or want to chit chat, feel free to, leave a comment. I love criticism, constructive criticism. If you have one of those, hey, fucker, get a life kind of comments, then, leave that too, whatever makes you happy. But I look forward to hearing from you guys. And as always, peace.